Yeah, buddy. We're back. We're back, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Plug in my guitar. Hey, we got Ayla. How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Well, let me move my camera a little bit. Yeah, let me get this out of the way. There we go. Oh, a little too much. There we go. That should be a little better. I'm doing good. I was filming something earlier today. I got a, do you know what a teleprompter is? I wouldn't expect you to. Yeah, teleprompter is, it's like a little screen that goes in front of the camera so that I can read something while I'm filming it. And it's pretty cool. I got one of those recently. I had one not that long ago, and it didn't work too well. For some reason, you needed like a whole bunch of stuff to fit on a camera. And I found one that's like a little bit better about that at least. So I got a teleprompter for the show. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the newscaster things. It's like, tonight on Fox News 9, there was a huge explosion at the mall. You know, it's one of those things where they look right at the camera. It's pretty cool. I hate teleprompters, not because they're bad or anything, but I'm just very bad at reading stuff and sticking to the script. For some reason, I can't not want to say something slightly different. It's very frustrating. But, yeah, I got one of those to help out with the show. So I was recording something earlier today. I recorded a video about counterfeit guitars like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, you can still tell I'm reading off of something, so it's not very good. But I got something to help that out. And I made the video, and it looks great. I'm really happy about it so far. I've been editing it today. But sorry I was a little late. I was like, I got to get on the show. Whoops. So, ooh, we're way out of tune. What's going on here? It's just tuning it up. But you got any questions, Ayla? Yeah, let me know if you got a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep jibber-jabbering about whatever I felt like. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. This is going to be a lot nicer. I'm very happy I got the teleprompter. I'm very happy I got it working just right. It's been a great experience for it. Blake is here. Blake! All right, let's test something out real quick. Hold on. Let's see if we can get this. There is a function you might be able to do on the background. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Where did I put it? Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so watch this. The background's going to change. And there's like a video of like a kid dancing. So here's what we're going to do. Let me see. Edit. Yeah, do exclamation point hack, H-A-C-K, all caps. So it should pop up. What? It went away. Let's see. I don't know what. Try it again. Try it again. Give it one more shot. Also, if you guys got questions about guitar, music, streaming, let me know. We're testing out some stuff in the background. I have a new magic word for all the mods. Why isn't it working now? Oh, let me try something here. Hold on. Go to YouTube. And then I'll go to this. Oh, I know why. Okay, hold on. Let me log out of this. We'll log into a new one. Yeah, but let me know if you guys got questions about guitar, music, streaming. You guys are more than welcome to ask away. I'll answer something for you. I'm just like trying to mess around with the backgrounds. That is so funny. I almost got it. Okay, continue. All right, so it should be connected now. And then I'm going to reset this. All right, give it another shot, Blake. We're having Blake do some magic stuff. Blake says my drummer left, but I have a bassist now. Ooh, I wouldn't trade a drummer for a bass player, ever. Anybody play drums? Anybody play bass? So the command's not working still. Interesting. Okay, let me try something else. Let me go to the things like that. You didn't trade? No, I know you didn't trade. I'm just saying it sounds like not a great trade if you had to make a trade. You know what I mean? Yeah, that sounds what I would call bad. Not a great experience. Let's see here. Groups. Here we go. No, Blake, you're part of the mods group. Okay. Funny says I play bass. Okay. Yeah, no offense to bass players, but if you guys don't show up, like the song's not going to be as good, but it's like, okay. If the drummer doesn't show up, there's pretty much no song. It's very hard to have as much emphasis on things without the percussion. So if you're a drummer out there, you guys know you're important. But yeah, if the bass player doesn't show up, it's like, okay, we can make it work. Damon says I play at everything. Yep. Well, if you did, that's awesome. Yeah, drums, very, very important. Extraordinarily important. I wonder why this isn't working now. It was working for me. Watch this. I can press a button and then boom, the background changes. I can do it again. Hold on. People dancing. I don't know why it's not working for you. Yeah, that's really weird. Try it one more time, Blake. Try it one more time. Let's see if it works. It should just change. Yeah, I'm not sure why. But it shuts off. It shuts off, apparently. That's really funny. Nope, it's not working. All right, I got to figure out what's going on with that. So we don't have to worry about this right now. Not sure why that's happening, but yeah, as far as drummers go, I don't know what it is specifically, but there's something about that rhythm and the percussiveness. It's like you need those dynamics in songs so bad, otherwise it just really doesn't work. Because just by removing the bass, a lot of bass players just for some reason there's no real, there's no separation. It's just like, oh, you're playing the root note of the guitar a lot of times. Theodore says, I play guitar. Can you demonstrate a major chord played with fingers that would sound cool with a chorus effect? That doesn't sound like a question. That just sounds like you want me to play something. You just want to hear chorus on a chord? That seems kind of funny. Funny says, speaking of funny, Funny says bassists are treated like failed guitarists. Well, I hate to say this, but there is some truth to that. I've definitely met bass players, and again, this is not all bass players, but there's definitely bass players out there who were guitar players, and they just went, well, we needed a bass player, so I just became the bass player. And it's like, okay. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but very few times have I heard the opposite, where a bass player says, yeah, I was way too good at bass, so I decided to play guitar. For some reason, that just doesn't happen. Damon says, started with bass and found out I was useless, but rad in my own mind. Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds like a healthy mentality. Hey, if you're having fun with it, awesome. But I'm just talking about how, like, Blake here. Blake, you said, why did your drummer leave? You said your drummer left, but you found a bass player. Theodore says, busted, but I'm trying to get unique sounds. Buckethead really got me thinking. Oh, are you saying busted as in, like, you just want to hear something? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really want to just play a chord, have chorus. So, Blake says, I don't know, man. She kind of just got tired of us, I guess. Really? She just was like, I'm tired of you guys. She's just out of there. Interesting. So your drummer was like, no, thank you. Well, I wonder what was going on. Maybe there's a different band. Do you think there's a second band here that's playing? I wonder what's going on with that. Very interesting. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, if the drummer doesn't show up, it's basically like, the show is canceled. If the drummer doesn't work. LeBron or Michael Jordan, not a guitar player, not a musician, not a streamer, are you? Okay. Damon says that's kind of heartbreaking. Are you talking about how the drummer left Blake's band? Blake, when did they leave? When did your drummer leave? Was this recent? Was this like today? When did that happen? Because I'm curious. That's like a huge detriment. It was. Wait, hold on. Okay, we got a little kid out there. Go say hi to your mom for me, buddy. This kid has no friends. He's like, I have to talk to these people. I'm going to make them talk to me. Nope, we don't have to talk to you, buddy. We can just kick you right out. Thursday this happened? Oh, man. So you had a whole weekend. You had a whole weekend without a drummer. Well, the good news is that you'll find another one. Drummers, they're in many different bands and things like that. So I'm sure if you go to school, if you show up at college or whatever you're doing, you just be like, hey, I'm looking for another drummer. There's going to be one more. There's always at least one more. They're not as plentiful as guitar players for sure. There's guitar players everywhere. You could throw a rock in the woods. You'll probably hit 2 guitar players. Blake says, I'm online now. Okay. That's been more common. That's been more common recently. So it's very interesting how that works. A lot of people are taking classes online. When I was going to school, I didn't have to do anything like that as far as high school goes. But college, I think I took a little bit of online classes, but not really. It was like, whatever. But I'll tell you what, yeah, if you're not in school and you can be, you really should be, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you're not in school, like hanging out with other kids, if you're not meeting other people out there, it's kind of a detriment because what happens in my experience, you just don't do your work. You just don't, because like there's nobody there to like remind you. There's nobody there to like force you to do stuff like that. So it's pretty brutal. Damon says if you buy the set, they will come. That's a good point too, actually, buddy. If you have a drum set, because I have a drum set back there. You can't see it behind the green screen and stuff, but I do have an electric drum kit over there. So if you do have a kit and they don't have to move it, they're like, oh, I can just show up? Fantastic. I'll do that. Yeah, if you're ever looking for a drummer or any other musician, really, if you have the gear already at your house and they don't have to move anything, dude, it's so much better. So much better. That's a great piece of insight. Yo, Damon, right here, buddy. Psh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's a perfect thing to say. Yeah, because what I used to do is I would have band practices at my house because I was very serious about band practice. I always took it seriously and wanted to make sure people learned their parts and could play them, etc. So if you don't have everything there, if you're creating work, if you're creating less of an incentive for somebody to play music with you, it's just gonna make things harder, man. It's just gonna make things harder. But then again, a side note to that, though, is you do get more people that are less proactive. So I hate to say this, you get lazier people. You know what I mean? Because, like, by definition, you're saying the incentive is you don't have to do as much. It's like, they have to do somewhat. I knew a drummer who, like, never even set up his kit. That was brutal. He would show up. We would have to set up his kit because he left the kit at my house, and then I would have to set it up for him. So it was kind of a trick. It was a little bit of a trap. But at the same time, he would complain sometimes, be like, you didn't set my kit up right. I'm like, dude, why don't you do it? But then he was smart, and he got these, like, smart locks where you couldn't go any further down. It was just like you'd put the cymbal in the rack, and then it would slide, and it would hit the spot. So it's pretty smart. So, yeah, that's how it goes. So you got to kind of incentivize people. Blake says, I got to save up because I'm very, very broke after I bought the Cobain Jaguar. Oh, you bought it. Did you buy it new or used? Because those have not really gone down in price. That's like a 10-year-old guitar they've come out with. I think it was 20. No, it's like 13 years old now because it came out in 2012. It's pretty expensive. You got it used? What'd you pay? $14? $1,400? $1,300? $1,200? If it was more than $1,400, that's crazy. How much are they going for new now? Like 16, 17? How much is a Cobain? $1,629 according to Sweetwater. Dude, you got ripped off. Oh, dude, you got ripped off. You paid $350 for shipping? Whatever is it coming from, Japan? $350 for shipping, dude? You got ripped off, man. I'm sorry to say that. You should have paid less than that. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like $1,450 is like, it's a little high, but considering you paid $1,100 plus, because you don't get the shipping back if you return it. You know what I mean? If you bought that and you're like, oh, this thing sucks. This thing's all messed up. That's where they get the money from. The shipping goes right in their pocket. Because they don't spend $350 on shipping. No way. No way. Yeah, dude, I hate to say that. That sucks. Because you think about it this way, Blake. If you had bought that from like a new shop and they had a coupon for like 10% off, you'd have gotten a brand new one. So, yeah, it wasn't the cheapest though, was it? If it was already $1,450, you know, it wasn't the cheapest then. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. That is brutal. Yeah, I would have been like, no, you said 1,100. It's 1,100. That sucks, man. Yeah, here, let me look it up, actually. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up. Well, I don't want to rub salt in the wound, but yeah, next time, make sure you pay attention to the shipping, dude. Shipping should not be $350. That's outrageous. Let me put it this way. I've seen $20,000 to $50,000 guitars charge $300 for shipping. I've seen that. Insane. Blake says, I bought a car too. Jeez, you bought a guitar and a car at the same time? What are you out of your mind? You should have bought a car with the guitar thrown in. Been like, hey, I'll buy this car. You guys got to buy me this guitar, and I will buy it. That's what I would have done, man. Get the John Mayer Volkswagen. That would have been perfect. Oh, the car was about $2,000? No way. No way. Google says, how do you not know before buying the total cost? I know, that's brutal. Usually on Reverb it says it. It'll say like shipping is this much. That's so brutal. Well, he used to have a drummer. Well, I'll tell you guys what. I mean, of all things considered, it sounds like you got a really good deal on the car. So even though it was a couple $100 overpriced on the guitar, you got a good deal on a car. Because $2,000 for a car these days, that's amazing. That's an incredible deal. Yeah, I used to live in Virginia, and you couldn't find a car for like less than $8,000 or $10,000. Period. Doesn't matter what condition, doesn't matter what it looked like. It was always around $10,000. It was terrible. You bought a 20-year-old. Well, yeah, if you bought a 20-year-old car, 25-year-old car, 27-year-old car, yeah, that makes sense. It's a Pontiac Grand Prix in blue. Let's see what that looks like. I can't remember. That's not bad. What do they have? What engine's in that thing? The V6, 3.8, supercharged. How many horsepower? Maybe 200. Maybe 250. That's not bad for $1,800. Dude, you know what else is nice too? Because it's so cheap. You could crash into a parking barrier. You could bump into a curb. $1,800. Who cares? But you get a guitar for that much. It's like, no, my baby, don't get messed up. But you get a car for that much. It's like, oh, that guy hit my car. It's like, all right, cool. I don't care. Not a big deal. Who cares? Who cares? No big deal. Oh, hold on. We got to do some moderation. Man, no big deal. Yeah, that's the nice thing about having a cheap car. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it getting damaged. Not a big deal. Yeah, you've been hit by the previous owner. What? What is that? You knew the previous owner. Who's the previous owner? What do you mean you got hit? They hit you on the street? Were you on a crosswalk? Were you walking to a Subway, getting a sandwich, and you got smacked? It was already damaged? Okay, then perfect. There you go. So what is it, a salvage title? What does that mean? I'll tell you what, they need to start talking about that with guitars. That'd be a cool little feature. You buy a guitar and it has like a title. You know what I mean? That way you don't have to worry about fakes as much. That way if it's been dropped, you can have a record of the repairs and stuff. That would be pretty cool. It'll never happen because it's not that expensive. But that would be pretty cool if there was like a database, like Guitar Facts. That'd be cool. Show me the Carfax. I like it. All right, let me see here. Community moderation. Let's fix this up. Nobody's got questions about. Everybody's just listening to me kind of goof around. If you got questions about guitar, music, streaming, let me know in the chat. I will answer it as best I can for you. Yeah, but if you're feeling entertained, tap that screen. We're going to keep talking about music. You know what surprises me, Blake? How many people ask me questions on my other channel about music? Because they see I play guitar and like singing and stuff. They go, I have to ask you all these questions. I'm like, oh, yeah, go to my second channel. And then they just don't show up. It's crazy. How does that work? I think it's just too much work to go to a second channel. It's too much. I can't go to a second channel. It's too much work. Too crazy. Why would I do that? I don't know. Never heard of them. KMFDM. Never listened to them, at least. Yeah, no idea. Never listened to them. But is that any no? So no. Wait, hold on a second. We got like how many people in here? Nobody has a question about music or guitars. Blake's hanging out with me. Blake's like, hey, do you like this band? I don't know. Never heard of them. 15 people, you say? No way. Okay, perfect. We got Shirt, who says, do you have any tips for bands starting out? Yeah, dude. What do you want to know? You want to figure out how to get shows, recordings, get your stuff out there? What do you want to get help with? Let's get a little more specific. You want to talk about finding band members? You want to talk about making videos? What do you got? Let me know. What are you trying to do? So Shirt says, how to get shows. Okay, do you have any experience playing live? How long you guys been playing for? Because let me explain it this way. Playing shows is fun, but I hate to say this, but it's a little out of date. It's a little backwards now. Back in the day, like 15 years ago, I would say 15, 20 years ago, the way that you would want to work is you'd get together as a band. You get 3 of your friends, 4 of your friends, whatever. Start playing music, start writing stuff, and then what you do is you would go to live venues. This is what you would do. You would go to like a coffee shop, you go to open mic, you go to a community center, you go to a local bar, etc. Whole bunch of places. Anybody that would be allowing you to play music. You'd just be like, you'd call them. This is how old it is. You'd call them on the phone. You go, hey, can I play at your show? They'd be like, okay, sure. You go, okay, cool, thanks. And if you did well, they'd invite you back. Here's the difference, though. That doesn't happen as much anymore. It still happens, but people don't care about that as much anymore. Does anybody want to guess why? Why do people not want to do shows right off the bat? Does anybody want to take a guess why? Let me know in the chat. Say something in that chat. It's interactive. I want to know what you guys think. Why do you not want to start with playing shows in the beginning? Why not? What's the problem? Well, I'm not going to say anything until I see. Anthony says you can get overnight fame online. Bingo. Part of it. That's a big part of it. Most people aren't going to bars anymore, man. Most people aren't going to coffee shops. Most people aren't going to see live music unless they know who you are already. Let me put it this way. There are like millions of bands going on right now. All these bands playing music, going crazy. When is the last time you saw some live music of a new band that you've never heard of? When is the last time you did that? It almost never happens these days. Back in the day, what you would do is you'd go to a bar, go to a coffee shop, and you'd be like, who is this? Oh, these guys are great. This is awesome. I'm going to go check them out. They got any records? They got some CDs? Okay. Now it's backwards. But in a pretty cool way. What you do is you get your mates, you get your friends, you get your pals, play some music, you write some stuff. Let's say you write 3 songs. Perfect. 3 songs, you got something, you got to like it. You know a couple covers. Cool. Now what you want to do is you want to make videos. You want to live stream. You want to just let people know around you, like, hey, what do you like? Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this? What do people enjoy? And then as you play music online, you'll get a bit of a following. Then it becomes, hey, guys, after, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, you go, hey, guys, we're going to be starting to play our first show at the Electric Camel down in Washington, D.C. If you guys want to see us play there, go check it out. Then it'll be like, oh, cool. Are you going to go see, what's the, I'm trying to think of a band name. Are you going to go see Homeless Killer Bees? Yeah, they're a cool band, man. They're playing their first show. Yeah, they're pretty, I didn't even know they were local. Yeah, dude, we're going to go see Homeless Killer Bees. They're a punk rock band. Yeah, we're going to go check them out. That's how you play live now. That's how you start to get shows. You would have to get somewhat of a following first. There's no garage bands anymore. It's still a thing, but it's way lower in priority. So once you get some videos, once you get some online presence, then you start telling people, hey, I have friends at high school. Hey, guys, we're going to be doing a show. It's going to be Tuesday at 9 p.m. at the Fat Camel. Please go see us. And then you'll see, wow, I get way more people watching my videos than came to see us live. But if you don't do the social media presence, if you don't do stuff online, if you don't have songs to send somebody, because think about this. Let's put yourself in your audience's shoes. Your friend's band is playing a show in like a really inconvenient time, because that's when it usually happens when you're starting out. Are you going to go see your band? They're going to be like, well, can I hear what your band sounds like? They're going to be like, no, we don't have anything recorded. You're going to be like, no, I'm not going to go see that. I have to watch Markiplier play a scary game on YouTube tonight. You know what I mean? I'm going to go watch my favorite SpongeBob episodes. Everything you want is just instant now. So why would you take a chance on something that's out there you've never experienced, and you have to pay money, you have to waste your time, and then if you get there and you're like, oh, this sucks, you're not going to do that ever again. Or you could be like, who's going to be playing? Oh, the name is Homeless Killer Bees. And then you pull up the band. You're like, oh, these guys are sick. I can't wait to see them live. That's how it works. So I'll shorten that down a little bit. First, get band. So next, get music. At least 3 songs. Then make videos of you playing songs. Then make recordings of you playing songs. And then go out there, find a place, call them, send them an email, do something where you can go to like to the local place, and then go do it. Go do it, man. Go do it. And then you'll see you'll get a lot more success that way. So that's how it works. Hey, geniuses, it says no requests. Sorry. We're answering questions about guitar, music, and streaming. If you want me to play a song, you're at the wrong show. I have a second channel for music. Sorry. Not sorry, but sorry. Sorry. But I hope that answers your question, Shirt. Yeah, if you got any more follow-up questions, let me know. But yeah, that's how you start to play music these days. It's a little, because before, back in the day, what you'd do is you would write some songs, you'd play live, and you'd see what the crowd liked. That's how you had to do it. You would play live after you record some stuff. So write some stuff. Then you would record stuff, because the home studio was not that good. It was very bad back in the day. You'd have to go somewhere to get your stuff recorded, and then it was perfect. Perfect. That's what I would do. Let's see here. Jack says, what's a good way to learn guitar if you can afford classes? If you want to take classes, you probably meant to say can't. If you want to take some lessons from people, go for it. I seriously suggest doing YouTube, going to YouTube and just watching certain things like how to play certain guitar songs. You want to just get as much as you can for free, because I'll tell you this, when you go get lessons in person, a lot of times you're not learning a song, you're learning like the foundational stuff. They'll be teaching you stuff like here's the first fret on the 6th string. Here's the 2nd fret on the 6th string. Here's the 3rd fret. You get a lot of foundational stuff, and if you're paying for that, it's kind of boring, especially when you can just watch a video online. So go on YouTube, go on any kind of website as far as ultimateguitar.com. There's a whole bunch of places. Justin Guitar. Learn as much as you can for free, and then when you hit like a roadblock, when you're like, "Ooh, I don't know how to like fret as well. All my guitar playing sounds bad. I don't know what I'm doing wrong." Then go out there and see if there's a lesson from like some teacher out there. You can do that. And then also make sure you talk to people too. Don't do it blindly. Try to ask some people ask classmates, coworkers, college students, the people that you're going to school with. Talk to people that are in the area, because you don't want to find somebody online and have it be a video or something like that. As far as like a video conference, that stuff's a little more difficult to learn. You really want somebody in the room to be like, see what you're doing there? Don't do that. You want to do this. Put your hand out. And it's like, oh, okay. Because it is a little bit of a different kind of thing. So, yeah, definitely learn as much as you can for free. When you hit a roadblock, then what I would do is seek out a local person. Don't pay too much. Like, it's not one of those things where you're going to get a much better experience if you spend $100 an hour versus like $40 an hour. You just, whatever your budget is. There's great guitar players that are teaching people how to play stuff all the time. So there's a lot of people out there that are definitely teaching it. And guitar is it's pretty easy, honestly. It is pretty easy. Whether you want to do it or not, that's a little bit of a different thing. So I hope that helps you out. Get some lessons if you want to, but ultimately you're wanting to learn how to play guitar. Get the bare minimum. Get the foundations out of the way as best you can. But also, if you're like, hey, I'm getting roadblocked immediately. I don't even know how to hold the guitar. I don't know if I'm left-handed or not. I don't know even what to do. Just go get somebody. Go grab somebody. There's a whole bunch of people. But like I said, go watch some videos first. That way you get your feet wet. That way you know what to expect. So, YouTube's been around for, 30 years now? About 30 years. There's lots of videos out there, man. There's lots of videos. I'm sorry, not 30 years. It's been about 20 years. YouTube's been around for like 20 years, man. Shirt says, can you recommend any amps under 500? Oh, yeah. This is one of the most popular questions of all time. There's so many great guitar amps for like $200 or less, man. Oh, yeah. Let's pull some stuff up. All right, so let me go on my browser. We'll pull this up. And we'll go to Pat Chat 2. Right up here. And then I'll open this up for us so we can see it together. How's that sound? We'll do that. All right, so let me just delete this. And then we'll switch this Microsoft Edge. Here we go. All right. So let me pull this up. My favorite amp to look up is let's see here, Mustang LT25. I talk about this amp all the time. Me and Cool Killa in the chat. We're just talking about this amp. So we'll go to the Sweetwater thing. I'm not affiliated with Sweetwater. You can buy it from anywhere you want. I don't care. But for $170, brand new, you don't have to buy brand new. But if you want to buy brand new, comes in a box, LT25, little guy right here. What makes this amp incredible is the fact that, here, let me pull this over. You have a headphone jack. So if you don't want to wake your mom up, your parents are hanging out, they're going to be like, stop playing so loud. Hey, headphone jack. You guys got something there for yourselves. And then you go all the way to the right. There's a little screen. And on that screen, you have these little channels, these little patches. And if you want your Metallica sound, boom, save it to the first channel. If you want your Nirvana's Come As You Are sound, boom, you just save it to the second channel. So you have all these effects, all these built-in things. Like, I'll give you an example. I have my computer set up so I can do all the same things this can do. So give me a second here. So let's say you're a big Nirvana fan like me. You get your guitar, you plug it in, you go through the menu. It's like one knob does everything. See this knob right here? That's all you got to learn about. You just get the one knob, you go through it, watch a couple videos as far as how to implement it. But after a little bit of time, what you do is you'll turn on something called Chorus. You get everything set up, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to play. Has all that built-in watery effects and stuff like that. Or let's say you want something a little bit different. You're like, oh, I want some reverb. I want to do something like, I don't know, I want to do something kind of spacey. And then you're like, okay. It's in the amp. That is in this amp. You can get a whole bunch of different sounds. It's a fantastic little guy. Again, it's inexpensive. You can get it way cheaper used. It's fantastic. It's easy to use. One knob does it, pretty much all of it. And it's got a built-in tuner. I mean, how could you say no? $170? Get out of town. It's a fantastic. Oh, it started working. It started working. Why is it working now? That's so funny. We had a thing in the background as a joke for the hacking. We had somebody pretend to hack the stream and change the background. Why is it working now? Blake, can you do the hack command? See if it works again. Why is it working now? Oh, it went away. What was that? If it doesn't work this time, I'm going to laugh so hard. See if it'll do it. Why does it work when I do it? Oh, it's got to be all one word. Try one more time. But anyways, back to the amp though. Yeah, that's the number one amp I would recommend. If you don't like the simplicity, if you want something that's a little bit more analog, so it's not a screen. Okay, so it's still not working. What's up with that? Maybe if I go back. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, anyways, if you want something a little more robust and a little more expensive, the Boss Katana is absolutely incredible. But again, it's more expensive, but there's no screen. It's all knobs. It's all knobs. So you can get one for the newest one. You can get this guy right here, the $350 Gen 3. Again, look at all these knobs, dude. So no screen, all knobs, but you have your distortions. Whole bunch of different kind of preamps. So you can get like an acoustic sound, you get a clean sound, you get a Fender sound, you get a AC/DC sound, you get a whole bunch of stuff. And then you got your EQ right here. So if you want to change that sound a little bit more, make it sound more like this. Make it sound more like this. Yeah, you got one of those, Blake? Perfect. There you go. And then you have your multi-effects right here. Again, this is a little odder. So you have like one knob that controls the reverb, one knob that controls the like modulation. So for that watery effect, whole bunch of stuff. Oh, Cool Killer says it has Bluetooth. Perfect. I never messed with Bluetooth, so that's awesome. So you play along to songs? Excellent. See what I mean? This is great, but again, we're talking double the price. So it's louder. It's definitely a better sounding amp, but that doesn't mean the LT25, that Mustang amp, is bad. It sounds great. This is just a big boy. Jay Sharkey says, I got the older Line 6. Those are great too. The older Line 6, even the new one is good. They're just a little more expensive in my opinion. I think this kind of beats the Line 6, but yeah, it's its own thing. Why is it working again? That is so weird. It's working again. Okay, so I got to figure out what's up with that. But it's the same video. Why is it the same video? It doesn't matter. All right, yeah. The better deal's the Mustang. It's better for the money. Because if you look at the Line 6, that's for about the same money. You don't get a screen, and it's kind of limited. So it's a little bit lame. So, oh, yeah, if you got it for $70, that's perfect. Yeah, if you can get them used. I am such a proponent of used stuff. I even have a video on how to buy used guitars. That's very, very important. Yeah, very important to do that. Used guitars are just the cornerstone of any musician, any struggling musician. Because, like, there's a lot of people out there that, I'm going to get a little stereotypical here. Like, you'll see a lot of dads, a lot of dentists, a lot of accountants, a lot of people like that they're really into a band. They're like, oh, I love Led Zeppelin, or oh, I love John Mayer, whoever. And so they'll buy the really expensive stuff. But the cool thing is that when they buy that stuff and they eventually get sick of it, or they're like, I just want something new. They have enough money to where they don't care about just selling it at a loss. Dude, imagine this. Let me explain this. Let's say you're looking for a really nice SG. Like you're a big AC/DC guy. You love AC/DC. You want to get an SG. And you can't afford a new one because they're like $2,000. It's an eye-watering price. But then you go and you look at the used listings and you see a bunch of SGs. You're like, what's up with this? It's because people who have money to lose just don't care. They're like, I'm just trying to sell an SG. Like, let's look at the prices. Let's look at this. We'll go to go to the used guitar center. That's where I like to buy or look at a bunch of prices and stuff. So let me pull this up. There we go. Pull this up. Pre-Black Friday deals. Up to 30% off. Shut up. All right, so let's see here. We got, let's look up Gibson SG. Pull this up. See if we can get a used one. And look at, new, they're going for about $1,800. So about $2,000. Oh, and then this guy's $2,000. Okay. So this one's $2,000. This one's $1,800. Makes sense. They've been those prices for a long time, by the way. So, anyways, let's go look at the used prices. They're probably going to be around $1,200. So let's see here. There we go. Used right here. All right. So we're going to look at the used prices. Click that. So let's look up a standard. We'll go low to high. Pull this up. Pull this up. Oh, I got to type. Oh yeah, there's a 61 right there. SGJ. Look at that, $679. Look at that. You can get a crappy SG, $850 for the fadeds. That's a little high, in my opinion, for a faded. but whatever. Look at that SG special, $914. Look at that, half the price. You can get a special. No big deal. What's this one? A 50 or a 70s tribute? Look at that, $900, half the price. Look at that. Yeah, I wouldn't get a faded. Why would you get a faded when you can get a SG, which is the glossy, the nice body on it, for $100, the same amount? Like, no difference. What else we got in here? More fadeds. I'm not a big fan of the fadeds. They're okay. But they wear, the finish wears on them really bad. Okay, here we go. Satin ebony. That's another faded, but at least you get a different color. SG special looks like somebody redid the color. Was it natural? Okay. But I think I made my point here. You can get a great guitar. Here we go. Here's a standard. $1,100. Let's see if there's anything broken on this. Repaired headstock. This is a good deal. Yo, if you're watching right now and you want an SG, get this one. $1,100, brand new, looking good. Probably has the case with it. If it doesn't have a case, that's lame. But Guitar Center Cincinnati, if you're in the Ohio area, go check this out. $1,100, man. No big deal. All black. That one's sick. There you go. Go check that out. They're all over the place. And here's the best part. If that thing sucks and you're like, I actually don't like this, just return it. Who cares? Go return it. They have a return policy. 45 days. Shut her down. That's what I'm saying. Cool Kill said, I like the yellow. I think it was just natural. Yeah, it was just a natural one, which is weird because I thought they were mahogany. I thought mahogany was like a dark brown. That's weird. Is that maple? That's weird, dude. Yeah, here, let me look at this one again. Yeah, that looks like maple, dude. Look at the neck. See how the neck is like an orangey kind of thing going on right there? And then you look at the body. It actually kind of looks like swamp ash. I don't hate that. I'm going to tell you right now. Ooh, well, hold on a second. Wait, let's look at the pickups a little closer. It looks like they painted them. Or no, they're coming off. Oh, that's so funny. Whoops, I moved myself. Look at that. It's coming off. Dude, whoever played that before really went crazy. That's interesting. Yeah, the neck's mahogany for sure. The body looks like ash. Dude, look at that. Ugh. I don't think this was naturally this color. It's also got black hardware. That's unusual. So they replaced the pickup. Seymour Duncan's. Nice. It doesn't look rusted, though. So this is no rust. So it doesn't look like they played it and took bad care of it. It just looks like they took off the finish or something. Something's up with this. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is an SG special. The dots implies that. Usually the dots on the SGs. And then you look at the logo at the top. That looks like special. But I don't know, man. What was the raw power? Hold on. Let me look up the SG raw power. That was a all maple SG. Is that what that is? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, no, but it didn't have the maple fretboard. Yeah, no, it's not SG raw power. I forgot. The SG raw power, which is this guy. You see the fretboard, how it's really light? It's maple. So the SG raw power is supposed to be. I actually like that guitar. It's pretty cool. But I think they're really heavy. So that'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, bottom line is if you're looking for a guitar and you don't want to spend a ton of money, dude, just go buy used. I always talk about that. Just go buy you something used. You'll be fine. You'd be great. But you do have to be careful. If you're not familiar with buying used, you do have to make sure you're getting what you actually paid for. There's a lot of great guitars out there, but some people just don't take care of them. Sometimes they drop them. Sometimes they annihilate them. Happens a problem. Shirt says, speaking of finishes on guitars, what's your favorite? Mine's Lake Placid Blue. I love Lake Placid Blue. I got one right here. Look at that. I got Lake Placid Blue Jaguar. Best color of them all, baby. Look at that. Gorgeous. It took me like 10 years to find this, dude. 10 years. I used to own one. I had a Japanese one, which actually, I want to be real with you guys. A lot of people talk about the older Japanese models being good. I don't think they were that good. I'm going to be real with you. The newer ones, yes. I do like the newer Japanese models. The ones from like the 2000s, not that good. The parts on them were pretty cheap. I would consider them to be akin to one step below the made in Mexico stuff today. The Japanese stuff back in the day, not as good. With the matching headstock, yeah, I had a matching headstock on it. It's a very beautiful guitar. Love that guitar. But I had to put work into it, like a little more than I usually did. So, Dagan says, what band's music is hardest to play? What do you think? I have an encyclopedic knowledge of every band that's ever existed and all their music? What is what is that? What kind of question is that? Excuse me, what is the biggest number? Pat, I have a question for you. What is the longest distance on the planet Earth? Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. If you're thinking about what the hardest, most difficult band's music to play, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not been written yet. But if you wanted to pick something, if I had, gun to my head and you said, pick a band, I would have to say it's probably either something from Animals as Leaders, something from Guthrie Govan, maybe, or something from Necrophagist. That's what I would pick. But I mean, I'm not going to know that one, dude. That's such an opinion. Cool Killer says Polyphia. There's a valid answer. There you go. You could say Polyphia if you want to. But I was talking about good music. Stuff that you wouldn't be upset to play. There we go. Everyone knows Smoke on the Water. Hey, you got it. You know what you should do next time? You should say it's Smoke in the Water. That way you double troll. You double troll everybody. You know what I mean? That way everybody gets annoyed with the fact that you said it wrong and it's not the right answer. Smoke in the water. Daga says that was the correct answer. You failed me, Pat. Oh, okay, cool. Psh, cool. Blake says Seven Nation Army. That one's super tough. I'm gonna fight them off. Oh, can we talk about this real quick? Dude, Bing is such a terrible search engine. Can we talk about this? What is up with the anime? Why is there anime in my search engine about guitars? What? And before anybody says something like, oh, it's your search history, blah, 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 I don't use Bing, sweetheart. So this is completely untouched. My email address, nothing's in there. Which is why I use it. So that's just straight up Microsoft. Billy Gates! What's going on, dude? What does this have to do with Gibson SGs? Anime characters. Rolling Stones. Rolling Tray. CD cover. At least that song is called, or that album is called Raw Power. They're all connected. Is that character's name Raw Power? What is that? What are they talking about? I don't know. I don't watch that show. Whatever it is. I wanted to see Chainsaw Man, but I never watched it. So, no idea what that has to do with the Gibson SG. Raw Power. Pat, what kind of candy do you like? I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm like a big fan of caramel, like Milky Ways. Those are pretty good. Twizzlers, maybe. Saltwater taffy's pretty good. Rock candy's good, which is basically just straight up sugar. Watermelon candy is good. Anything that tastes like watermelon. That's about it, though. Oh, her name is Power from Chainsaw Man? Okay. Well, I don't know what that has to do with the SG Raw Power, but I guess that makes sense. It's loosely related. I was like, what does it have to do with the guitar? That makes no sense. Well, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But, yeah, there's some great... I'll tell you what. There's a bunch of great guitars that came out, and they only made like one of. They only made it for like a year or two, and I don't like it when they do that. Anyone ever heard of the Voodoo SG? Now, this is not a guitar I really want to buy, but it's definitely cool. Voodoo SG. Gibson. Look at this thing. Look at the Voodoos, man. These things are sick. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that, dude. That thing's crazy looking. You'd never see that today. Then you have the Zoot Suit. The Zoot Suit. I'm not even a big SG guy. How do you spell Zoot Suit? Z-O-O-T? Yeah, here you go. Check this thing out. Look at this clown guitar. They took some chances. I mean, you say what you want about mid-2000s Gibson. They definitely took some chances. Look at this. They got the Spider-Man looking one. I think it's... Look at the clear pickups. Look at that. Pickups are clear. That's so interesting. It's all this, like, maple. That's so cool. I think it's brilliant. Well, I guess they didn't sell well. Maybe that was the issue. But then you had the Goddess. I've talked about this on the show before. Goddess SG. This is something I definitely want to buy. One of the best looking guitars I've ever seen. Look at that color. Look at that thing. Oh, so good. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. It has matching pickups. And look at the headstock right up there. It has a matching logo to the body. They don't do that stuff anymore, dude. They got the rose burst. Look, it's got the wraparound tailpiece. Single volume, single tone. What the alleged, I mean, not allegedly, this is what they openly said. They said that this was a girl's guitar, so they tried to market this towards women. And so they made the body like 10% smaller, and then they simplified it, which made me laugh really hard because they were like, we don't want to confuse women. And it's like, Gibson, you were trying to sell something to women. Maybe don't insult them. And they're like, yeah, but pretty. I'm like, all right, that's true. We have to make it smaller for the ladies, and we got to make it pretty. Yeah, non-2-nomadic bridge, too. They were like, too complicated. Yeah, but again, beautiful guitar. Absolutely gorgeous. I want one of these so bad, dude. You have no idea. If I saw one of these for $1,000, I would just, I'd be all over it. But they usually go for around $1,700, $2,000, something like that. But again, look at the pickups. Look at they got ice. It's got this blue. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. But again, Gibson has no idea their target market. They don't understand. Fender needs to do something like this, man. This is why I always criticize Gibson, is they have great ideas. They just don't, stick to them. They don't implement them well. Sometimes, at least. What else they got? There's also they had a Les Paul Goddess. I've talked about this. Not as good looking as the SG, in my opinion, but still gorgeous. I would buy one of these. This one you can definitely, like the knobs being small or less, it's kind of obvious. The SG, it's a little sneakier. Beautiful guitar. Love it. Think it's great. What was another model that they came out with that was really cool? Oh, the Menace. This was cool. Again, just what is they don't ever do this stuff. The SG or the Gibson Menace. Look at this thing. I want you to look at it for a little bit. Just take a look. We're going to take a look at this. What's going on here, dude? Look, hold on. Whoops, clicked something. Look at the top here. There's like lines. It's like layers. What's going on with that? All black hardware. The pickups look like brass knuckles. It literally has a fist. There's a fist like this on the guitar. What? They would never make that today. Ever. It's an inlay. What's going on with the side? Oh, yeah, look at this. What? What? What are you doing, Gibson? Why? Oh, it's cool, though. Oh, you bet your butt it's cool, dude. I think it's sick. Bring back the Menace, man. Yeah, here's the inlay. It's literally a fist. That is so cool. Why would you do that? That's not binding. Yeah, no way. Anyways, that's what I'm trying to say, is that there's a lot of great ideas out there. And for some reason, Gibson was like, no more experiment. And then they tried the robot stuff for like 4 years or something, and that absolutely annihilated their company. That was the real nail in the coffin. This is the Firebird X. Did you guys ever see this guitar? Hold on. We'll pull this up. The Firebird X. Now, this was a hugely disappointing thing. Hideous guitar. Look at this thing. Firebird X. This is a guitar. If you bought it, you're like a millionaire now, because they destroyed these. They could not sell them to save their lives. I think they were like $20,000 or $5,000. Absolutely one of the grossest, most hideous guitars ever made. Hideous. You like that, Meteora? You're fired. That thing is hideous. Because a Firebird does not look like that. It's similar, but it doesn't look like that. It has a bunch of robot stuff in it to tune it. It has like a bunch of different options for sounds. It is such a bizarre guitar. But what really sealed the deal with this guitar was they didn't sell any, and they were really expensive, and just again, just a huge waste. So they ended up having to destroy them. Look at this thing. It looks like it's melting, but yeah, if you got one of those are super expensive now. Because if you look at just a regular Gibson Firebird, like that, classy. That looks good. Don't lie to me. That looks cool. Symmetric. It looks like a kind of softer Explorer, but it has some really good ideas with it. I don't like Firebirds personally. I would never own one, but they're good design. I do like the design of them. They were made by a dude who works at Cadillac, apparently. Look at the colors. It looks like a car. Look at the headstock. 6 in a line. Looks kind of like a Fender, if you ask me. So that was the kind of the thing. And if you look at the body shape, it looks like an Explorer. But you know what it actually kind of looks like? If you really kind of look at it. Hold on, let me make it smaller. It kind of looks like a Jaguar or a Jazzmaster, doesn't it? Like if you think that's a left-handed Jazzmaster. Let me pull that up. Let's pull up a left-handed Jazzmaster real quick. Okay, we got this one. We got this one. Right? Right? Am I wrong? It's just the controls are on the backwards. Yes, it's pretty close. So they used to have, this is the reverse body. They used to have the non-reverse. Here's the non-reverse. Looks kind of melty. That's very expensive, but something's going on with that. A little odd. Non-reverse. So here's another one. Here we go. Non-reverse. I think they'd be pretty interesting, but it loses that asymmetrical look, that offset, and it kind of just looks like a smatter of like paint. But these are interesting, but definitely you could see the inspiration. They were like, we have to fight Fender. So they made the Firebird. And it's a good-looking guitar. I think it's good looking. Look at that. Oh, great color. Pelham blue. That's Pelham blue. But you got the chrome. That's what the biggest dead giveaway is on that thing. Great guitar. But, again, it's just one of those things where it just couldn't survive. I think of all the Gibsons, I think that is most people's least favorite. Ironically, because it's probably the most like a Fender. You know what I mean? So it's not very Gibson. It's not very historical. It is, but it's not. Like, I think it goes, in my opinion. You guys let me know what your order of the Gibsons are, but I'm going to say Les Paul, SG, and then it is Flying V, Explorer, Firebird. I think that's what it is. That's the tier list for the Gibsons. And then you could be like, what about the SG Junior? No, that's it. All the junior models, everything else is included with those body shapes. Les Paul, SG, Flying V, Explorer, Firebird. That's it. And then what about the Futura? What about the Modern? No. Not even making the list. Not even there. Zesty says, can you play that? Oh, man, what does that say? Oh, no requests, man. You can ask me questions. But I'm not going to play any music, man. Sorry. No music on this channel. Yeah, man, I had to make a second channel for all the people asking me to play music because I have this one for talking and then I have another one for playing music. So, sorry. Can't do it for you. But if you want to ask a question, that's what this is for, baby. Meteor says, thoughts on acoustic bass. I always felt that it was very funny that there's an acoustic bass guitar because it's not a bass. It's not a bass. Because, it's a bass guitar, right? It's a guitar-shaped bass. Because if you look at a stand-up bass, right? Upright bass. Right? That's what a bass is, technically, right? I mean, by all definitions, that's a bass. So it's one of those things. Happens to go. Happens to do it. That's the bass, man. And then they said, how do we make it better? And then Fender came up with the precision bass. And that was the mother of all modern basses today. Every bass is based off of this. You know what I mean? Everything uses this design. So what's the good looking one? Let's look up a standard. I don't like red. Let's look at a green one, I guess. That they literally took this design and they said that is so good. Let's make a Strat. Let's make a guitar that is that shape. This came before the Strat, and they decided to make this. So this was arguably the most revolutionary guitar of all time. Of all time. Absolutely insane. What an incredible design. It's absolutely amazing. Just a killer design. Everybody uses that. So, everybody and their mom uses that thing. And inspired guitars. You know, you wouldn't have the Strat without the B-Bass. So, shout out to the B-Bass, dude. Fantastic instrument. Oh, man. Excellent. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the 335, Cool Killer. That's how, dude, those are great too, but that's just how, like, maybe you would put it above the Flying V. I would say I'd put it above the Flying V. It would go Les Paul, it would go SG, and then 335. And then there'd be a huge gap, and then Flying V, Explorer, Firebird. Man. Man, crazy. Yeah, is there a Gibson tier list simulator on here? Let's see. Yeah, let's see about this. Let's see here. Let's go to this. Where's that? What's that one website for the tier lists? Tier Maker. Here we go. Signature guitar tier list. Oh, that's gross. Look at this, dude. Look how big this list is. Look at this thing, man. A lot of metal guitars, too, which I think is very funny. This is basically just ESP. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at this. Ibanez, Schecter, Dean, all the way at the top. And then you see Fender down here and Gibson and stuff. That's funny. Let me see if there's a guitar tier list. I'll just type Gibson. Okay. Why is there a Guitar Hero Van Halen tier list? What? What? Why? Why wouldn't it just say Van Halen? Why would it be Guitar Hero? That's so funny. All right, here we go. Here got one. Oh, here it is. Yep. They put all those on there. Hey, look at that. So you got the Les Paul S tier, SG S tier, ES335 A tier, and then it would be these guys, and then I would do that. That's what it is, baby. That's what it is. Les Paul, SG. And then you could argue that. You could argue that. Everybody likes the Les Pauls. Even though Gibson sells more SGs. Actually, SG is the most, I think they sell the most guitars or SGs for sure. But Les Pauls are great. Is there a Fender one? Let's go look up a Fender guitars. All guitars available in Dean's catalog. That's funny. Fender guitars. Okay, here we go. We got, what is this, a Jaguar? Well, they cut off the picture. All right, you're terrible. Fender Stratocaster colors. Oh, this is good. Ooh, I like this tier list. We're going to do this right now. What do you guys think? Should we do this? I think it's a great idea. This is a great idea. Okay. What are we thinking? What's the first one? What is this supposed to be? Two-tone sunburst, I'm guessing? Two-tone sunburst? Two-tone sunburst? I don't know, man. Let's do this. I'm going to say two-tone sunburst, A tier. Two-tone sunburst, A tier. And three-tone sunburst, S tier. Black, A tier. What is this? Blonde, white, A tier. Burgundy mist, I'm going to hit A tier. Butterscotch, A tier. Candy apple red, D tier. What is this? Sienna sunburst? I mean, it's pretty good. I'm going to go C tier. Sunburst always wins. Sunburst is the number one selling guitar color from Fender, 100%. Chocolate two-tone sunburst? That's just two-tone, but they're giving it a different name. Ooh, what is this? Dakota Red. What do we think about Dakota Red, everybody? What do you guys think? Dakota Red? What are we thinking? Dakota Red on this? How are we feeling? How are we feeling on Dakota Red? I'm going to put myself a little higher up so we can see the other colors. B tier says Cool Killa. CM says B tier. A lot of B's for Dakota Red. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think it's A tier. I love Dakota Red. You guys want to see it on a guitar? I think that really helps out the visualization. Yeah, if you look up a Dakota Red Mustang, absolutely gorgeous guitar. Look at that thing. It's like the best red. I don't even like red that much, and it's definitely the best one. That's like Michael Jordan. That's like Jim Red. That's the Chicago Bulls red, dude. That's it. You gotta put it. You gotta put it higher up. It's excellent. Race red's up there too. What else we got here? Daphne Blue, which can also be called Sonic Blue. They kind of all hang out in the same thing. What do we think about Daphne Blue? What do we think about this guy? Daphne Blue. T says, what is the best for acoustic pedal? Microphone. We think we got an A tier, we got a C tier. What are we thinking with this color? We're doing Fender guitar colors right now. Fender's standard colors, which arguably aren't standard. B tier, we're going Daphne Blue. All right, I'm going to go B tier on that, yeah. Daphne Blue is pretty good. It's not my favorite blue, but of the solid blues, it's definitely great. We got Fiesta Red, which, by the way, Fiesta Red is a little odd because you'll notice that it kind of turns orange. Hold on, let me look this up. It kind of does a orangey thing going on. Yeah, look at this. This is Fiesta Red. Has like a bit of orange in it. You know what I'm saying? Bit of a different thing going on right here. Compared to our good friend Dakota Red. Oh, this is more of a candy apple red, really. But there's Dakota Red. Yeah, we got Dakota Red. See what I mean? Dakota Red kind of smokes them all. This is definitely not Fiesta Red. Whatever they're showing right here, that's not Fiesta Red. This is more of like a coral. A little less coral. It's like this is more pastel. But I'm going to tell you, even the Fiesta Red, the normal one, I'm going to go C tier. Not a big Fiesta Red guy. I'll show you another one. The Kurt Cobain Jag-Stang. It's the least valuable of the Jag-Stangs. If you want a Jag-Stang, if you want to hold on to some money, you got to get the blue one. Yeah, not a big fan of the Fiesta Red. It also fades weird. Not a fan of the color. All right, what are we at next? Ooh, Fire Mist Silver. Now, that's a color that's not that common. So let's look up Fire Mist Silver. Put on a Jaguar. Interesting. Look at this color. You don't see this often. This looks like charcoal mist or frost, something like that. Charcoal frost. I've seen that color before. I like it, dude. I'm into it. What are we thinking? Cool Killa. What are we thinking? For the Fire Mist blue, was it? Where are we at? Fire Mist Silver. Excuse me. Fire Mist Silver. Never seen that in person, honestly. What are we thinking? B? We got B on that? You think B for the metallic? I don't know, man. For Fire Mist Silver, I'm going to go A tier. I think it looks great. Fire Mist Gold? Same thing, dude. Same thing. Excellent color. Love it. I think it's a great color. Then we got Gunmetal? Really? We have Gunmetal. All right, I don't know what I mean. That's gunmetal? That looks very blue. That's a very dark blue. That's probably what it's supposed to look like. What are we thinking on the gunmetal? Is brown sparkle on the list? I don't think so. Maybe. What do we think about this one, you guys? Gunmetal. You like it, CM? I'm not a big fan of it. I do like metallics, but I think it's a little too dark. Doesn't really go crazy on there. So I'm going to say C tier on that. Brick says, opinion on me practicing Crazy Train until I don't care, dude. He didn't even play that song. That's Randy Rhoads, buddy. Ozzy sang it, yeah. But dude, I don't care. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. And then we got another gold color. I don't know. Yeah, no, Ozzy didn't write that song, dude. That's a Randy Rhoads track. Get out of here, you dumbass. I love it when people come in here. They're like, oh, I'm gonna ask him a question. I'm gonna get him. Shut up, dude. Go annoy your mom. All right. Yeah, you mean Michael Jackson? All right, we got gold. I think that looks like Aztec gold, if I'm not mistaken. Looks really dark. Let's see. Oh, wow, it doesn't even pop up. Is it Aztec gold? What's the gold? What's the gold Jaguar? Oh, I forgot to put Fender. There's Fire Mist gold. What are the gold colors? No, I knew Aztec gold was a color. I was like, why isn't it popping? This is Aztec gold for sure. Look how dark that gold is. It's very, very just absolutely blunt. I like it. It's not my favorite gold, though. But I do like it. Aztec gold. I'm saying with Aztec gold, I'm going to give it a B tier. I would rather have a gold one than a Fiesta red for sure. Hot Rod red. I mean, we're splitting hairs here, man. We're splitting hairs. I'm going to go with C tier on that. Inca silver. Okay, what's Inca silver? I haven't seen that in a long time. What do you think about Inca silver? Inca silver. Ooh. Whoa. That's definitely not silver. That looks more gold. That's pretty, dude. It's got like a little green, yellow in it. What is it? Oh, I put Inca. Yeah, I got to put silver. Nope, same colors. Oh, those are all aged. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. I really like that. I think it's beautiful. Look at that with the cream. It looks like it's white. I really like how light it is, and it looks like it ages pretty interestingly too. I like that. They should call that gunmetal. Yeah, that's silver. Oh, I'm gonna go A tier, dude. Let's go A tier on that. I got a lot of A tier colors. And we got Lake Placid blue, S tier, easily. S tier. It's the only one that's close enough to three-tone sunburst. Mystic Aztec Gold. Oh, I'm going to go C tier on that. Whenever they say Mystic, that usually means there's like big flakes in it. Usually that means big flakes. Ooh, that looks like pee. That looks like sick person pee. That is nasty looking. I do not like that, dude. Mystic. Oh, that's vintage gold. Thank you, website, for giving me the wrong color. Thanks, Bing. Thank you, Bing. It looks like caramel. I don't think it's bad. It's a little more brown in the gold. I don't think it's bad, though. That's blue. Thank you. This is Mystic Lake Placid blue. See how this is like really, you can see, hold on, let me like zoom in for you. Boop. See how you can really see the sparkle? Like there's a lot of flake in there. Anytime it says Mystic, it means there's a big flake. Dude, if you like this one, if you like this, I don't know, man. If you like this color, guess what? You get a deal. Because this is not a well-received color. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. This is what they looked like. The Jaguar, the 60th anniversary, not as good. Not as good. Hey, what's going on, buddy? We're looking at Fender guitar colors. We're doing like a tier list. So if you like them, cool. But I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of the Mystic colors. So Midnight Wine. Midnight. How do you guys? Okay, we got this. This could be controversial. Wine colored guitars. What do you guys think? Wine. Let me pull up a Fender. Wine red. This is pretty much what it looks like. That's not wine red. This is wine red. This is wine red. What do we think? What are we thinking? Wine red? What do you think? Wine red? I'm thinking wine red looks sick. Oh wait, hold on. You want me to check? You want me to check out a song for you, man? Hold on. Sorry about that. What was the song? Full Luck says, "Can you check out a song for me?" It's just a track. Can you rate it? Yeah, dude. What's the track called? What's the song called? Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. I hate wine red. I despise one of my least favorite colors. Despise it. Level Up. Who's it by? Ooh, what do we think about natural? Just the natural wood grain. What do you guys think about that? What do we think about natural? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm a huge fan. What's the song called though? I think natural looks sick. Like the '70s strats that were natural, loved them. I think they look fantastic. Look at this. Oh, looks great. They age really well too. They age really well. If you can find one, they start wearing down. I think they look great. Did you say what the song was called? I'm going to tell you right now. Ooh, I'm going to go A tier. A tier for natural. Dude, it's great. And then we got another three-tone sunburst. All right, yep, three-tone sunburst. I think that looks more like it, though. So we'll put that A tier. Olympic white. A lot of the white colors are very similar with shades. Either they have like a little bit of yellow, they have a little bit of gray to it. I think the Olympic white's the best one. I'm going to put that in S tier. Because it's Arctic white, it's a little bit of yellow, things like that. Hey, can you listen and rate this song? Yeah, what's it called? By who? Is this a different person? Sorry, I'm not. I'm like looking at all this stuff that's going on in front of me, and I can't see what's going on. Is this the same person? I thought you said it was called something else. I thought it was called Full Flexor. What was it again? All right. What else we got here? Pewter. Pewter as a color. I haven't seen this in person. Let's look it up. Oh, it's two different people? Oh, that's weird. So there's two different people asking for me to listen to a song? Are you sure it's not the same guy on two different accounts? Pewter. Pewter Fender. Let me see here. That's pretty good. I like that. Pewter. That looks pretty good. It has like a little bit of green. A little bit of a yellow green in it. That looks, I think it's pretty good. Like a ghost. Oh, wow. There's a lot of things that say they're supposed to be pewter, though. This just looks like straight up metallic. And that looks pretty much straight up metallic. So it looks like if it ages, oh, this is an 80s pewter. Okay, yeah, you can see that gets a little complicated sometimes. So if you look, this is supposed to be, I bet you this is normal pewter. And this is the cool one. Yeah, because if you look, it ages differently. Okay, I got it. Okay. I think if you get an aged pewter, that looks cool. Or, yeah. Oh, this is another one. Let's look at this one. Looks like a new one. Yeah, crazy. Wow, this thing's wild looking. Okay. Okay, so what do we think about pewter? What do we think about pewter, man? I think if you get an aged one, I'm going to go A tier. But since this isn't aged, I'm going to go C tier on this one. Is this the same song? Full Luck? I thought what was it called again? Is this the same person? No, hold on. Hold on. Let me get this, Blake. Hold on. Wait, what was that song called? Is this the same person? Didn't he have a Russian name? Okay. All right, so what else we got here? Race Red. I'm going to go C tier on that one. And then we got a couple other kind of very similar. We got some very similar colors down here. A lot of pastel looking things. So the song is called Full Luck. Z? Full Luck 2. Okay, Full Luck 2. That's the song. And you're called Level Up? Okay, hold on a second. Let me look this up for you. It says there's no artist. It says there's no artist named Level Up. Does it need the underscore in it? All right, anyways. What do we think? Okay, here's a controversial one. Seafoam green. Or surf green, as they call it. What do we think about seafoam green or surf green? What do we think about this one? It's like a mint color. What do we think about that? What do we think about this color, everybody? What do we think about this? I like it. I definitely enjoy it. I'm a fan. Would I ever buy one, though? It depends. I almost bought it. It's on everywhere, Level Up. It said there wasn't an artist named Level Up, though. Yeah, I went by the artist for a second. I think seafoam green or the surf green. What's the difference between surf green and seafoam green? Hold on. Surf versus seafoam. I bet you one's like more intense. Wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. Here we go. What do we think? Seafoam versus surf. I'm going seafoam. I think seafoam's the better one for sure. Seafoam for sure. Surf green looks kind of yucky. I think seafoam. Cool Killer says surf. Okay. I bet you they're very similar in real life. I bet you $20 they're very similar. Yeah, big fan. I like it. I think seafoam green's the better one. But then again, I mean, it could be your monitor or your screen. Here's a guy with a video. Surf, I'm going to go seafoam, dude. Seafoam green for sure. There's like a little more blue in it. A little less green. A little more blue. I think, yeah, seafoam. Seafoam crushes surf. Oh, but you know what? When you have it just the guitar. I don't know. Surf green's got a cool thing going on too. But if you get the pick guard does make a difference, you guys. It does make a difference. Yeah, look at if you got it with a tortoiseshell. I don't know. I don't know, man. What do we think with tortoiseshell? I think it's pretty okay. I think it's pretty okay with the surf green. What is this supposed to be? This is seafoam. So it's a little blue. It's seafoam. Courtney's guitar was on here? Oh, she did have a Venus. That's what it was called, right? The Venus. Was it surf green or was it seafoam? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that color. Was it surf? I guess that's supposed to be surf green. I guess they're interchangeable. Well, let's go back here. Surf green, I'm going to go B tier. I'm going to go B tier on the surf green. But seafoam, I'm going to go A tier. Desert sand, ooh. A tier. Shoreline gold, S tier. Sherwood green, A tier. Sonic blue, B tier. Sonic gray, B tier. Shell pink. All right, what do we think about shell pink? What do we think about shell pink, everybody? What do you think? Was I supposed to play a song? Was I supposed to play something? I can't remember. Sorry, I'm kind of in the middle of all this stuff. Trying to figure out what I was doing. I don't know if I'm familiar with shell pink, WD says. All right, let me pull it up. Welcome to the show. I put WD instead of shell pink. I think shell pink is a fantastic color. If you get it with rosewood and mint green, ooh, buddy, looks great. Here we go. Here's a definitive example. Shell pink, mint green, rosewood. You got to do it. I think I would love to have one of these. You got to have one. One. Not your style, CM. Is it your profile picture, shell pink? Your profile picture has like a shell pink thing in it. I think it looks great like that. The Telemaster, they had a Telemaster, which was this color. I think. Where's the Telemaster? Or was it a different pink? Oops. Let's see if we can find it. It's a custom one. That's not really what I was looking for, but could have swore they made a pink Telemaster. Oh, I think they called it the offset Telecaster. They call it Telemaster for some reason. Yeah, they called it the yep, they had a pink one. Yep. Yeah. And actually, this looks pretty good too with the maple. Yeah, I don't know why they called it the offset Telly. That's a terrible name. Telemaster makes the most sense. I like it, dude. What is this? What pink is this? It's shell pink. Okay, why didn't they pull it up? I don't know why they didn't pull it up. That was weird. Look at that thing. I think it looks sick. You got to get the mint green. Looking fantastic. You were thinking about changing your profile picture? Why? I mean, you can do whatever you want. But, all right. So is that all the colors? Was that all of them? All right. Torino red. That's like basically Dakota red. I'll put it right next to it. And then shell pink, I'm going A tier. All right, so that's all of them. If you want to know my favorite colors of guitars. I didn't talk about Shoreline Gold. The reason I want Shoreline Gold is not this one, but they had Shoreline Gold's a little darker, but they used to have a Jaguar. I almost bought it, and I really liked it. Thin skin. Yeah, baby, this is the one I wanted. It's just a bit darker. It's kind of like a darker gold. It's like a more bronze. I love that color, dude. I almost bought when I was this close. I literally put a bid on eBay, but I didn't know how eBay worked. I was this close to going to eBay, or I went to eBay and I put in the bid. It was like $1,200, which is a steal for that guitar. It had a matching headstock too. Absolutely beautiful guitar. And somebody sniped it, and I went, "What? What is sniping? What is sniping?" Yeah, look at the matching headstock, dude. Oh, gorgeous guitar. But I couldn't afford it. Let's see how much. They're probably going for like $3,000 now. Yeah, that's the guitar right there. Absolutely gorgeous with the matching headstock. It matches the chrome too well. Matching headstock on a Jaguar is essential. It just looks complete. It absolutely looks great. It looks complete when you have it. On Strats, I don't think it looks as good on Strats. On a Jaguar, yes. Yeah, if you go to look at a Strat with a matching headstock, you're like, what's going on here? That doesn't look right. It's cool, but I don't know. It's just you need the bigger headstock and the giant splash of white down there. I don't know. It doesn't really fit. Look at this one. Yeah, that doesn't look right. It doesn't look right to me, in my opinion. In my opinion. 400, Blake says. No, this was like 10 years ago when I worked in a guitar shop. Yeah, not a fan if it doesn't have a rosewood. Also, this is something that I've noticed too. Check this out. A lot of times on the Japanese ones, the headstock would be a slightly different color than the body. And I don't think this is a Japanese one, but let me pull this up. I have noticed this. I used to have one. So, matching headstock, CIJ, Jaguar. Let's see if we can find one. You'll notice that it's a bit of a different color. Let's check this out. Yeah, this might be a good example. Look how much darker that is. And I know that's a bit of an angle too, but that's kind of a serious, that's a pretty darker, much darker headstock. So on the Japanese ones, you'll notice that they have a different kind of, let's actually look at that listing. Let's pull it up. Oh, clicked red on accident. Whoops. Let's go back to it. The JG66, made in Japan. Okay, that's just a picture they had. Whatever. But yeah, if you do buy a Japanese Jaguar, like the late 2000s, early 2010s, something like that, you'll notice the headstocks are just slightly different colors. Just a little bit. So it's like, whatever. Well, I hope you guys had fun. We kind of got sidetracked there. Just kind of goofing around about guitar colors and stuff. But I'll tell you this much, you guys. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go back, get something to drink, get a snack, and then we'll be back to do the main channel Patrick Gnarly stuff. So if you guys want to tap the screen, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be playing music with these guitars on my main channel. We'll have a good time there. So we'll do that then. Hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, we were just talking about colors and stuff like that. Nah, it's not working, Blake. I'm going to have to figure it out. It was working while I was off the stream. It was working. I don't know why it's not working now. But anyways, we'll have to figure it out. I got a lot of things I'm doing. So, all right. I'll see you guys in a minute or two. Bye.